much, Henry Rosenstein. In preparation for this set, I stayed up all night on acid and lost my ID. So, so here's the joke that this is based on. I'll never forget the first time that I took acid. I got hospitalized. That was a blast. I found a bolt on the ground. I just stared at it for 45 minutes like, Jesus, God, there's medical equipment in this hospital that's missing parts, man. I wake up the next morning, right? The nurse comes in, she's like, how you feeling? You feeling any better? I'm like, oh yeah, you know, this place is significantly less terrifying when it's daytime and you're not on LSD. And I swear to God, from across the hallway, I hear someone yell, I've heard that! Probably would have been fast friends if it weren't for the fact that at that moment you hear, and they're like, Jesus Christ, he's flatlining, we're going to have to shock him. God damn it, this thing is always me. Fuck! Bolt fell out again, guys. We're going to lose him. He's gone. So the story behind that, this is actually the second time that I took acid. And I was at Folklife Music Festival. If you guys know Folklife Music Festival. Yeah, it was a great idea. And it was as horrifying as it sounds, like these cartoon character gypsy people running around eating ribs and shit, like drooling all over themselves and shit. I'm there with my best friend and a couple of our other friends, and we're just sitting in the grass, and you know, the sky starts filling up with clouds and things just start to shimmer. Good acid, really good acid, is what I'm saying. And there's this moment, this woman comes up to sell us Snickers bars out of this little case that she has, and she says, $3, and just to be an asshole, I'm like, for a ride? Shit, I'll take 3. And yeah, it's an asshole thing. My buddy, my best friend, he's sitting, his girlfriend's here, he's sitting over here, and he says, you're a fucking asshole, and then he lays down on his back. And then I'm sitting there, and I'm just like staring off, and I'm thinking, like, I don't know if you've done psychedelics before, but sometimes it just like feels like everything has come to this moment. Like, you start to understand people who possess, like, the idea of fate. So, like, this is supposed to happen. This is where we are. And I'll never forget this, that, like, I did acid last night, and I still go back every time, and I see this moment. His girlfriend is sitting next to me, she tugs on my shirt, and she says, is Jordan okay? And I look over at my best friend Jordan, and he's turned sky blue, and he's just quivering, and then he stops breathing entirely, and lays there with his eyes open, and he pukes up this crimson red fluid, and he's just laying there, and I'm just like confronting the fact that I just lost my best friend. And I'm like strung out on acid. I'm an idiot. I'm like trying to shove a wallet in his mouth because I heard that that's a thing you do to stop people from like chewing their tongue off and shit. So anyways, finally the ambulance comes. They take him down there. We get a cab over to the hospital, and this is so disgusting. I was sitting in the hospital waiting room, and a hospital waiting room on acid is not a fun place. This homeless man came up behind me, and he placed his hand on my shoulder, and he was like, look, you gotta check this out. And he took my hand, and he made me start feeling his bullet wounds on his chest. Like the weirdest, most twisted shit, right? And then finally get to go in the back and see Jordan. He's starting to stabilize, and I actually did find a bolt on the ground. And I thought it was hilarious that there was medical equipment in the hospital that's missing parts. And I'm thinking about life and death, obviously, because I'm thinking about my best friend who had just been gone in my head as far as I can tell. And you actually did hear someone flatline just through the curtain, and they gave him the defibrillator. Like, seeing someone get the defibrillator on acid is not fun at all. But here's a fun little part of the story. There was this woman in the stall on the other side, and it was weird. She was saying ow, but she was saying it in like the weirdest way possible. She was going, ow, ow. And I'm like, there are cats in these walls, guys. And, are you guys familiar with synesthesia? Do you know what synesthesia is? It's this sensation that oftentimes you get when you're on psychedelics where you mix up your senses. You can like smell color, you know, you taste sound, And this goes down in history. One of the funniest things I've ever heard anyone say. My buddy Jordan, who's just now starting to come to, he's laying in bed, and the nurse comes in, and she says, "All right, Jordan, look at me. I need you to pick a point on the ceiling. I need you to pick a point on the ceiling." And he said, "Yeah, and listen to it. Got it." So, yeah, that's my story. Thank you, guys.